Look at this, it's an old power line. I'm assuming maybe it went to that this tunnel. Man, this tunnel is huge. But this is all collapsing. Alright, welcome back my friends. I hope you guys are all doing amazing. If you haven't seen my last video, the Monster House, click right here. You will not be disappointed, trust me guys. What a beautiful home, but a sad story. But just check it out, you'll love it, trust me. Alright, so today's adventure, as you guys read, it's an abandoned tunnel. It was brought to me from a subscriber. Thank you. So I told him that I promised him I want to give the location out, because with like abandoned places, people usually spray paint it, destroy it, and ruin it for everybody else. So I promised him I will not give out the location. So if you guys know where it is, you can comment below, but I will not, because I promised him I wouldn't. But he doesn't know much history about it. Maybe I could find something about it, but he hiked back here when he was a kid back in the 60s, and it was like a nice little hiking day trip. But he said this tunnel's pretty long. He never went all the way to the other end because he was always scared, but maybe we can, I don't know. But it's right off the road here where I am right now. It's in these woods. It did snow, so it's kind of giving this beautiful effect. So even if we can't find it, have a nice walk in the woods. But it's this way, so fingers crossed we can find it. Let's get it. All right, so we just came from right over there. We're not too far in, but it is pretty thick here. But I think I was following like a swamp here because it's pretty wet here. And then right here, I gotta head this way, and it's pretty thick, but the snow is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, so we're gonna head this way, and hopefully I don't get tangled up. So not too far from where I last talked to you guys. Look at this, it's an old power line. I'm assuming maybe it went to that this tunnel. But wow, it's definitely not live, I don't think, because look at it's tore down, it's falling apart. Yeah, look at that, look at, yep, it's down right there. It's an old power line. I wonder if it has anything to do with this tunnel. Hopefully you guys can see that. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna try to follow this power line. I think I have to turn left now, so I'm gonna head that way. Alright guys, we just came up from up there. There's that power line. I walked over there a little bit, but then I looked down. I remember he told me I had to, it was pretty dangerous. I had to come into like a steep valley, and it's right here, and it looks like it gets steeper that way, so I backtracked a little bit. So right where he pointed out where that power line, that old power line is, I shot right down right here. But look at this, it's pretty steep. Just an old washer right there. But look at that, it looks like railroad ties right here. Or it's just me. You guys see that? Very interesting. Alright, so we're gonna head this way, but look how cool this is. Man. Alright, let's get it. Alright guys, Looks like we found it. Well, holy moly. So if you guys know where this place is, you definitely have to walk down a little bit and then come back up because this is super steep. Hopefully this camera's doing justice for it. But yeah, you would have to, because you can get seriously hurt. So if you guys know where this place is, or if you don't, you find out where it is, you got to walk down a little bit further down and then head up, because this is really steep and you can get hurt. But here is the tunnel. Holy moly. But look at not right here, but there is railroad ties going up. I wonder if this is an old train tunnel. Riley Vibbert, who lived nearby most of his life, had worked on the New York Central Railroad since age 16, just prior to World War I, and until 1935. During World War I, Riley was a guard at the tunnel, and after continued as a maintenance man for the tunnel and railroad. The opening to the tunnel is about 20 feet high and 18 feet wide. The date 1912 on the face of the concrete entrance is when the opening to the tunnel was rebuilt. Part of the tunnel is reinforced with brick arches rest in large wooden beams. Many pieces collapsed. Rock taken out in building the tunnel was used to pave many local roads. A cable and pulley system was used to open and close two large wooden doors that covered each entrance. The doors were opened and closed by lifting and lowering a series of counterweights, which hung into two deep holes on either side of the tracks top of the concrete entrances. These holes can still be seen, and a steel ladder gave access to the bottom of the pits. The tickler was a series of wires hung over the track about 200 yards from the entrance of the tunnel, which warned of the upcoming tunnel. The tickler consisted of a series of 6-foot-long wires which dangled from a 4-foot-long board that was attached to a cable stretched over the track. When the train passed underneath, the wires would strike the train and warn the brakeman that the tunnel was just ahead. A snowplow, which was attached to the front of the engine to clear the snow from the tracks, once ran through the doors of the tunnel. The snowplow cabman was supposed to signal the engineer of any dangers, but he had not seen the red light warnings of the closed doors. Without his signal, the engineers had no way of knowing what was ahead, so they proceeded through the tunnel doors. Immigrants would come into the area carload after carload. Because of the small engines, the long hill, they had to stop before entering the tunnel to rebuild pressure. Here the immigrants had a chance to get out and stretch. Riley said these people had very little. Most of them carried only a small bag or handkerchief of their valuables inside. Food became a problem on the journey, and these new people would dig up dandelions and eat them raw while the train made these stops. You see, this is not just a tunnel, this is a tunnel of stories and dreams for many immigrants looking for a better life. Go, like right over where those boards are. Wow. This is insane. But this is all collapsing. I am not going to go any further. But I do have a drone. And I'm going to try to see if I can fly the drone in. But there's the opening over there. He said he never went over there before. He was always too scared. Wow. But this is all collapsing. All right, so I'm gonna head back and get my drone out and maybe we can fly it in. All right, guys, it appears that the drone, it is way too dark to use. Maybe I could get some better lighting and we can come back and we can light up this tunnel and we can see what's on the other side of this tunnel. But today we are not gonna find out. As you can see, it's from 1912. It's over 100 years old and it is showing its age. As you can see, it is collapsing. It's just way too dangerous to go in there on foot. But thank you for the subscriber that recommended this. This is an awesome find. I'm gonna try to find some history on it. I think it's an old railroad tunnel since there's railroad ties all the way down here in this water. But it's pretty cool, man. This is just awesome and it is huge. Hopefully you guys, the camera can justify how big this tunnel is. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. That being said, I can't wait for the next one. Later, guys.